We'll be live.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we got good topics. Today we got some topics that are gonna make you want to ponder and think about yourself. But before we get to any of the topics, Tom, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Missed everybody last week, but I had some things come up. Had to take care of some business, but we back now.
Exactly. Things happen. In fact, today is not even Sunday. We're recording this on Wednesday because I also have life happens, things happen, but we're still producing content. We're giving you guys something that is very organic, very real. And like I said last video, I love you guys. I said I was gonna start doing that. I need to be consistent. I need to tell my viewers, no matter how many it is, I love you guys. Right? So after saying that, let's get into it. So first topic. Where is the music industry headed? Where's it going?
Trolls. It's going straight to trolls. I'm not gonna say it's going to trolls for real. But I'm gonna say that it's not heading where I want it to go. I want it to go back to more like Tupac and Biggie or J. Cole and Drake and Kendrick, but it's more going to like drug rap, or if not drug rap, then idolizing things that we shouldn't be. Because if you look at the people that are big right now, you've got your Young Boys and you've got your Polo G, and you got King Von, and you got Pop Smoke, and all of them, except Pop Smoke, sound just about the same. Hey, I gotta say, hey, Pop Smoke fire, okay?
Yeah.
But like
sure.
all of them sound relatively the same, and that's kind of where we're going. We're going to a high pitched or a heavy auto tune pain sound. Like everyone's rapping from a pain. No one's really rapping from like, hey man, this is what I want to do. So you got those rappers, and you have the people who are like Tekashi. It's just a troll. Like all he does is troll. That's it. And then because if you look at it, it's like basketball. So you got Meek Mill who's getting older, Drake's getting older, J. Cole's getting older, Kendrick's getting older. Just like LeBron's getting older, Steph's getting older, Kyrie's getting older, KD's getting older. And once those older guys fizzle out, it's like all we got is these young guys that are like our age and whatnot. But our age, we haven't matured enough to be like, yeah, I don't need to rap about doing cocaine anymore. But like that's really what we're rapping about. That's really what we're rapping about. And then like the pop scene, that's really gonna turn to like a bunch of people like The Weeknd, which I mean I can deal with that. I like The Weeknd. I don't know too much about country music. I don't listen to that. Yeah, like in metal, I don't know, but like the ones I know hip hop, I know pop, and I know R&B. And R&B, that sound has completely changed from like when we were like 4 and 5, from like Jodeci and Tyrese to now we've got like, we don't even have Trey Songz anymore, for real. We got like Chris Brown, but Chris Brown's about the same.
Yeah.
I can't even think of any real like R&B artists right now.
It's definitely on the decline, that's for sure. And R&B is like needed. Like
it is.
It really is needed. I agree with you to the point of like specifically rap, hip hop. I think that's where we're closely associated with, is hip hop, and R&B. Those are like the two. But I agree with you to an extent. Like a lot of these rappers today, they're talking about pain, and there's nothing wrong with talking about pain, but don't just let it stop there. It's not always, these rappers are rapping. Yeah. It's always painful. It's always stressful, and it depends on what you're talking about. But if you're intentionally, poisoning yourself with codeine and cocaine, all this stuff, you're rapping about, well, then yeah, of course it's gonna be painful. But it's like J. Cole. Like to me, 2014 J. Cole was the best because he was rapping about pain, but it wasn't like drugs. It was financial problems. It was his back at home being a male woman, and she was struggling. He was in New York. He was rapping about that pain. He was telling a story. That's what rappers need to do. They need to tell stories, right? It doesn't have to be their story. It can be just this
A
is
story.
yeah, exactly. I'm gonna rap about a story about a young black girl who's aspiring to be this, or a young black girl who went through life and made it through corporate America. I'm gonna rap about that. That's quality. That's a quality song right there. It might not do well on the billboards, but it's a quality song. People gonna vibe.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, man. Like the rap, specifically the hip hop rap industry, is on decline, as well as like you just mentioned, the R&B industry is. Like we couldn't even think of it. You can't even think of it.
Yeah. And like, as a rapper, like I'm not like a drug rapper. I'm a storyteller. So it's like when people ask me like who I draw the most from, clearly there's Drake and there's J. Cole, but I get my storytelling aspect from Jordan Lucas. Because like if you remember the I'm Not Racist video from what was that, our senior, or I think it was our senior year or our junior year.
Years ago.
Like I actually sat down. I think I studied that song for like 2 days to see exactly how he told that story. And I took that aspect and I was like, I want to tell stories like this. And nobody is really telling a story like that. We're mostly telling the story of it's hot on the block. I got a Glock and I shot somebody. It's like, congrats. I heard that 3 songs ago for the past 6 songs. So like, there's I don't want to say no originality, but it's becoming repetitive. So you got, if you have 10 rappers, right? Especially today, about 7 of them are going to be talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have the other 3 that are they'll stand out, but they're going to be like your J. Cole's and your Kendricks. They're going to put out an album and then disappear for like 6.5 years. Has anyone seen Kendrick Lamar? That's all I want to know.
No, nobody knows where this man is.
We've seen J. Cole. He put out his album, and then he came through and was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do the little Dreamville album." Did that, and then blessed us with 2 singles in a response to No Name.
Yeah.
Kendrick, give me something, bro.
Not a peep, bro. Not a whisper.
And then there are the people who are like, "Oh yeah, we saw him doing on set of a music video. Did you see him on set of a music video for him, or just directing somebody else's video? Because if he's on his own set, sir, give me the video." But like,
you seen that video where he was like, his fan came, was like, "Release the album. It's gonna be." He's like, "Release the album." It was fun. But yeah, I agree with you, bro.
And I think a lot of that's come down to the change has come. I can stem it back to Migos and Lil Wayne. That's who I blame for this. I blame Lil Wayne and Migos. Yeah, because if you look at it, when Lil Wayne first came out, he revolutionized it with the auto-tune and whatnot, him and T-Pain. And then Wayne just took it to another level on rapping, while T-Pain went to like rapper turned singer. That's what he did. And then Lil Wayne basically influenced Migos and Future. And those were the 2 groups that were like heavy auto-tune. And then you went from Future to like, now we've got Young Thug. He doesn't rap. He essentially uses his voice as an instrument. Like, but like you have those rappers now that's like, I want to ride the beat instead of making you feel something. There we go.
Young Thug, low key, smart in the marketing. Here's why.
Like, he's definitely smart.
Because when you hear Young Thug, all you can think of was that song he had in 2014. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Don't sit there, you're not gonna know what I'm talking about. It's the first. Let's be honest. That's the first time you found out that this dude was like, this was his thing. That's the first time you were like, who's this guy? Living a life like that guy, right?
Still don't know what he said.
But if you think about it, people are still bumping to that. Like, maybe not every day, but people nostalgia. It's not like a hated.
Yeah.
Generally, 9 out of 10 people, if not 8 out of 10 people, are gonna be like, you're not gonna not dance to it, right? Because it's catchy. It's like, and like you just said, he used his voice as an instrument, and it was different. It wasn't.
Yeah.
No one else was really doing that on a mainstream hip hop level. So for him to do that and to still people still I guess sing his I don't know sing rap mumble his songs, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think the only time now that we're gonna get any like older artists on a song for real is gonna be like what 50 Cent's doing with Power. It's gonna be on a it's gonna be on a TV show. It's gonna be the intro, and it's gonna be fire, but it's gonna be the intro. And even then, for the new,
Wait, let me pause you. Let me explain something to my viewers. If you have not seen Power, I need you to pause this. I give you permission to pause this video.
I want you to go to Walmart. It's
I give you
$59.94.
permission to pause this video. Get you whatever stream, HBO Max, whatever. Bootleg it if you will. I give you permission to go watch one episode, just one episode of Power.
You can't watch one episode.
Unpause this video and see and tell me how you feel about it.
You cannot just watch one episode of Power.
Exactly. Once you watch one, it's a rolling effect.
It's a snowball effect. And I mean, like, and what they did with that is that's what they do. Like, I'll keep using Power as an example. The reason that you can't just watch one is because you don't want to go all the way back to get to that theme song again because it's 50 Cent, that's the nostalgia. But then you also want to get to that storytelling. And he's not, that show doesn't use a lot of that trap music that we hear now. It uses a lot of the older stuff. So like I think one of the more recent songs on the like the first 6 seasons was like 2017, 2018. And I think it just ended 2020. I think one of the most recent songs was like 2018. And it wasn't like a trap song. It was a feeling song. And what they did was they were like, "Hey, 50, you did this. You're basically producing the show. Why don't you do that theme song too?" And it took 50 Cent to be like, "Oh, this is the show," because they easily could have put the theme song as a trap song, easily, and it still would have done numbers, but still like it was what he said, because instead of it being a trap song, they're like, "I do cocaine and I hustle these bricks." Like it was 50 saying, it was 50 telling a story of growing up to selling drugs instead of it just starting with "I sell drugs." And that's what it is now. We don't have storytellers. We have people basically giving confessions of what they've done. They were caught on 4K in all reality. If we were to really take a look at what these rappers say and then go look at cases that were closed, they've been caught in 4K.
You got caught in 4K.
They admitted to doing things and they don't get caught for the simple fact of it's a song. It's entertainment. And that's how people get away with it, is that yes, it's entertainment and you're telling a story, and that's how they get off. It's, I'm telling a story. You can't hold me accountable for telling a story. Because look at 50 Cent, because a lot of his songs were like Many Men. He based it off of him getting shot, but he told a totally different story.
Yeah.
Because when he was shot, it wasn't them directly trying to kill him. They were trying to rob the guy that was with him. So he wasn't shot like running away. He was shot in a car. So 50 Cent went and told a story of Many Men. He said, "Many men wish death on me." They didn't wish death on him. You were just a casualty. You were just wrong place, wrong time. So I mean, that's what it is, man. Like we're going to a land of I'm telling a story from pain. Yeah. We went from I'm telling a story to I'm telling a story directly from pain. Don't know how I feel about it yet. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I mean, we going there.
I don't think we'll ever feel comfortable with new rap. It's just not. No one can relate to it. Who is? I like Juice WRLD. I love Juice WRLD. But who's out here doing codeine and Percocets every hour of the like? How are you not? Rest in peace. But how are you not like unconscious like every day? Like how are you functioning? That's what I don't get. Like, and I like Juice WRLD, but I don't agree with like his use of is way it was way too much. It was way too
Yeah. But I mean, with a lot of not just rappers but artists in general, they claim that like drugs and things like that help them be creative, which I can see how weed would do that.
much.
I don't know about codeine. I don't know,
Yeah.
but like I just see it like I can see how weed does it, but I can see how it gets dangerous because when you do it in copious amounts, too much of anything becomes a bad thing, and that's where that all stems from is that they feel this creative spark when they get high, and they crave that afterwards, and that's where that danger comes from. Because a person I listen to, Shorty out of Baltimore, well, so he gets high every time he gets in the studio, and it's like, okay, cool, good for you. But then I listen to his music and I can tell he's high. But like it's how I can tell that that creative genius came out. But I just wish that it would be like he could find a different way to find that creative genius than with drugs.
Yeah, I wish it was organic.
I mean, I just find mine. I'll turn on the TV and be like, that inspired me because I know I watched Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yo,
Boy, boy, did that inspire me.
new topic.
Ooh,
This movie but that movie, that wasn't even one of our topics, but I mean, we might as well talk about it.
hey,
This movie was by far. I mean, it made me want to beat my chest like 6 times.
ooh yeah,
It's like
ooh yeah,
it was like I am the revolution. I want to die for the people. I'm willing to die. That was deep. He had a wife and a baby on the way. Like that's commitment. Like you willing to die for the people that you don't even know for your family, but it was for the right reason, and I honestly respect it.
yeah. And watching the movie, getting like the ending. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Before I even say this movie was so much better than it had any right to be.
it,
First
it,
off,
it woke up and showed success.
exactly. Like I saw it and I saw him saying I am a revolutionary, and I was like, oh yeah, this better be a good movie. But then I watched it and I was like, this was better than any right it had to be.
Yeah,
But spoiler warning, and also if you don't know your history, then you should probably read up on this. But the way that they projected that how he was murdered,
Mhm.
it touched me because like he was shot when he was asleep. And then for the police to break in for no reason, no warrant, no nothing like that. He had already been convicted, was going to go back to the jail, and he didn't protest when he went to jail the first time. He had served his time and he was going to go back and serve the rest of his time. It was what, 2 to 5 years. First off, 2 to 5 years for $70 of ice cream for something you can't even prove, but okay. He was gonna go back, but the fact that that FBI agent was like, "We need to kill him," because they said that who was it? If you don't kill him, basically, if you just send him to jail, it's gonna spark a bigger revolution.
Yeah.
And they didn't want that on their hands. So the fact that they barged into his house, his apartment, and shot him, and his wife was there, whole like pregnant, and gave birth 25 days later. Like the fact that not even a month had passed, it's still fresh on her mind that my fiance was murdered and now I have his seed. And then for her to name him a junior was a statement.
yeah,
And the fact that Fred Hampton Jr. is now the same thing that his dad was. He's a chairman. He's Chairman Fred once again. But it's it was touching to see. I mean, I did leave the theater wanting to talk like that, not gonna lie. I really want to come out there and be like, look here. Now everybody want to come around here and talk all this jazz, but I don't think it's right. But I didn't do it. I saw a couple white people and I wanted to be like, hey, look here, sir. Your people did this to me. But I didn't do it. I just walked out the theater with my chest pumped up. I was like, I'm proud to be black, man.
yeah. Be proud. You gotta be proud, no matter what skin you're in. Be proud of it, right? And that movie was like it really gave me an insight of how powerful the Black Panther Party was going to be and still is, honestly. But like
Yeah.
that's I like to look on the bright side. Just imagine if the Black Panther Party and they were like they're a global thing now. So just
Yeah.
imagine if the police never infiltrated them, if you know he never died, right? Fred Hampton never died, right? He lived on, had his child. He kept leading. All these things, if they all kept in place and they weren't disrupted, right, by the government, which is seems I see a pattern here. The government seems to always be messing up things. But if you just think about it, how powerful can the Black Panther Party like just true like power to the people message like that hits deep.
I mean, it shows you how powerful it is because the way I look at it is if we hold so much power that you have to kill us to end the revolution, what would we be able to do if you can't kill us? Because today, in today's time, if that were to happen today, boy oh boy, we already protest for police brutality, but let that happen today, man. Them cops is getting fired immediately because they're not going to be able to rest peacefully anywhere. But like the way I look when I was watching it, I didn't feel it was right for the cop to hold jail time over his head like that. The fact that he was able to do that, and you could tell. Props to LaKey Stanfield because I thought he was really worried about his life, man.
Yeah.
Like LaKey played that role perfectly, and the fact that he could show like that pain and that fear, and that he didn't know who he was because at the start of the movie he was like, I don't know how I felt about Martin Luther King when he died, and then for him to stand there and say I am revolutionary with his hand in the air, crying, but almost it showed that like that cop held that much power over him. Do if that were to happen today, what would happen? Do police still hold power over us like that, or do they just choose to kill us essentially? Because that's basically what happens now. Is if you're not compliant with them to a way that they want, they can kill you and say he was attacking me. Because there was last year, end of last year, November of last year. It didn't hit the news the way it should have, but there was a guy who had crossed the street for jaywalking in California. But in California, the police cannot use deadly force for jaywalking unless they have clear evidence that he has a weapon on him and is trying to harm them. But the police, there was two of them. The first officer said it's no need to even approach him. We're good. Just keep walking. But then the other officer was like, "Oh no, that's a violation. He needs a citation." And that officer kept bugging him, and the black guy just kept trying to walk away. Like, "Look, I'm just trying to go back home, trying to get to my family," because he was coming back from a barbecue. And then that cop was like, as he was trying to walk away, the cop can't follow him at this point. But since he said he has a weapon in his back pocket, which was his brush, like, I hate that. I hate that too so much. So he tackled him to the ground and then said he's trying to grab my gun and then shot. Was it two? I think it was two times. And he killed him. And then like when I saw it, it made me angry because if one the way I see it, if one officer says there's no need to go after this, then you shouldn't go after it, period. Because then there's reasonable doubt right there that one officer said don't do it, the other officer said do it. There's reasonable doubt to not even attempt to go for it because jaywalking, to be honest with you, most police officers don't even enforce that as long as you walk across the street safely and you have common sense. Like as long as you're not dodging between cars, they usually don't care.
To me, jaywalking is like the stupidest rule ever, in my opinion. But
yeah,
I'm basing it off facts. I'm just basing it off like hard
yeah. Which I mean, I can understand jaywalking to an extent because they're protecting you, but they're also protecting someone else from having to pay insurance from hitting you. Yeah, which I mean, I can understand.
I do too, but it's just like it's just the extent. Like it's just like
Yeah.
the consequence. You for we're jaywalking. Give me a warning. Like I don't deserve to be arrested for that's a terrible thing to go on my record. It's just like yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, usually they would just tell you like, hey, don't do that. Like
Yeah,
usually
exactly.
it's like,
I'll take that.
yeah. But like for that officer, and it wasn't like he was crossing the street at like a major intersection. He did it where houses are. He did it in a rural area. There was no cars coming. He did it in his neighborhood. That's what I'm looking for. He crossed the street in his neighborhood, and they said, "Oh, he's jaywalking." What? What?
Not
But
harming
okay.
anybody. There's not even a bird around for him to harm. So let's just because I can see where this is going. We'll say this for the video, but
Yeah.
all agree, viewers agree that that's messed up. Whether you are black or not, that's messed up. You have to see that. You have to have human decency to see. And it's not just that example, it's thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of more examples of black people dying and being beaten and humiliated simply because of yes, people, because of the color of our skin. This is still a thing. This is real. Please understand it. The art of your mama jokes. Let me just explain to everybody what I mean by that. When you deliver such joke that can be detrimental to one's self-esteem, you have to deliver it in accuracy and and trajectory, right? So when you deliver the yo mama joke, it must come from a sense of power and it must be delivered at a specific target. The target is the other person you're roasting. And it's also, it's like an airstrike. You don't see it coming and you can't stop it. Like you can't stop you like once you get hit with a yo mama joke, you can't come back from it. Like there's nothing you can say. Just understand that if somebody tells you a yo mama joke, you've lost the fight. You have officially lost the battle. The war is done. You need to go home to your wife and kids. It's done. Right? Or husband and children. You need to go. Right? That's just the art of your mama jokes.
And as somebody who tells jokes, your mama joke can be the hardest thing for somebody to swallow, man.
Why is it so? Why is it so? Because it's not meant to be your mother, but it's for some reason it just hits deep. It's just like, yo, I can't come back from it.
It's because it depends on how accurate the joke is. Because if you're like, oh, your mom's so stupid, she went to Dr. Pepper, like there are varying levels.
Yeah.
So you have the your mama jokes that are like corny, cheesy. Then you have the your mama jokes that are like, all right now, you better calm down. But then you have the original yo mama jokes. And the original yo mama jokes where I was right there, okay? Because you save those for last. Those are the ones that you want to just be like, all right, I don't like you, but we're roasting each other. Since you want to have jokes, I'm gonna end you right now.
Your whole career.
End it all. And when you tell them, it would hurt so hard because that's the person who gave birth to you. That's why it hurts so much. It's like your mama's so fat, your mama's so ugly, and it's like you just like, bro, you ain't even have to bring my mother into this, bro. And you can't say your daddy joke because it's like it doesn't hit the same because like your dad can just post and be like, oh, for real,
Yeah.
play me one on one then. Like
Yeah.
but like the mother, that's where you're like, yeah, because your mother beat you. Let your mother figure
You're
out
so
that you letting somebody
connected.
talk about
Exactly. You're so connected to it, man.
you. Yeah, like, and that's why they hit home because normally, depending on the household you lived in, I know in my household, the mother was the person who beat you. Your dad was your friend. My grandma used to beat me. She was the one who beat
I
me.
disagree with that.
Oh well, my granddad was my friend, and like that's just how the household was at that point. And like, but at the same time, your mother is the person that you can confide in normally, like that person that you can talk to about just about anything. And that's why they hurt, because it's like she's essentially your best friend in the house without being one of your little friends.
Yeah. I hate your
So
friends.
like, I ain't one of your little friends. I know you ain't gotta remind me, but like that's essentially what made them hurt, because it's like, you know, my relationship with my mother, and you just wanna jab me there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what makes it hurt, man. Because I know if somebody used to tell them, I'll make somebody cry if I felt like I was a mean individual. I was a mean 6 year old.
Ruthless. The point is, if you wanna hit somebody where it hurts, it's a cheap shot, but it's a worth it cheap shot. It's just like if you have absolutely nothing to say, you gotta pull the old nine. You gotta pull it out. You gotta say
Oh yeah.
your mother, not your mama.
Be careful who you say them to. Hold on, hold on. Wait a minute. We gotta do this right here. This is a disclaimer. All right. Don't you go tell your mama jump and get beat up. It's not my fault. I didn't tell you to go say it. I was just saying that if you have nothing else to say, your mother joke would work. But if you get beat, don't run to me. Don't try to sue me because you watched this and you were like, oh well, Dom said I could sell your mama joke. Nope. I ain't say that. So that's not what I said. I said if you got nothing else to say, you can say it. I didn't say go say it. So don't blame me. Don't try to sue me for you getting beat up. And don't send your mother after me neither. I don't want them problems.
Send this video to your mother. See what she says.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't
You gotta take risk in life. You know, you gotta take risk.
If someone says this to their mother, and then all of a sudden in our DMs there's an angry mother, I'll talk to you.
Be like, ooh, that sounds like a you problem. How about you talk to my mom? Maybe we can resort some things out.
All of a sudden your mother coming here. You got a play date, huh?
Oh no, it's not good. All right, so this last topic is very interesting to me, and it's actually something that I came up with recently. I like to call it the four-wall analogy. For those of you who do not know what the four-wall analogy is, I'm about to break it down for you right here, right now. The four-wall analogy is the thing that American society uses all the time. I mean, like all the time. So we have this place. We'll call it. Let's think of an argument. We'll call it a promised land, right? That's just like where you want in life, where you want to be in life, right? White males, white men who have money are in this promised land group. Then you have white women who have a plastic door in front of them. That's where they are. Then you have Hispanics who have wooden doors and they have to find a key to get through these doors. Then you have black men who have the plastic door that white women had to go through, the two doors with no key that the Hispanics had to go through, and then a 10-foot wall they have to climb over. That's black men. Black women have that plastic door, the two wooden doors with no key, that 10-foot wall, and then they have another 10-foot wall. So they have two 10-foot walls, black women. That's the four-wall analogy. That's what I think about in America. That's how we, as black people and other underrepresented groups that are not minorities, please do not call us minorities. Minority literally means inferior. We are not inferior. We're just underrepresented. And we're underappreciated. There's a difference. But anyway, the four-wall analogy is so real because that's literally how it is. Everyone else gets a head start. And we're back here in the back, and then everyone's wondering why we're complaining. Of course we're complaining. Now, we don't make excuses, we just get it done. We still get it done. But you gotta realize that's messed up, right? So I say all that to kind of just give you a picture of what, if you haven't been culture shocked already, there you go. That's just a small part of it.
To quote one of my favorite TV shows, American Gods, and I'm not going to say exactly what he said, but Orlando Jones in this TV show says, "Once upon a time, a man got screwed. He was taken from his native land, and he was black. Meanwhile, the slaves on the ship were looking confused, and then he said, 'Oh, y'all don't know you're black yet.'" So this analogy is essentially because they're on a slave ship heading to America, and the way you set it up is perfect because it was the white men who put them on the ship. The white men were owning the black men and the black women. The white men were the people who could sign their names on the land. They could buy the land, buy the property, buy the slaves, and everything like that. While the white woman, she could also give the orders, but she wasn't the one with her name on anything. So then you have the black man who is out there, they're forced to give labor along with the black woman, but the black man has earned more respect specifically because of their strength. And then the black women are put last because they don't have the strength, the physical strength of the black man. And that's why that wall analogy is that the way it is, because even today, so the white man, they own corporations. They basically own corporate America. Then the white women, they also, they don't own it as much as white men do, but they're right there. They can see it, right? Because they have that respect. Then it's black men because for some reason in America we have men are greater than women. I don't really agree with it. And while I'm speaking on that, can we pay WNBA players the same amount that we pay NBA players? Because I don't think it's fair for LeBron to get like $95 million a day, and like a WNBA contract average out at like 2.6 million. Why is that pay gap there? I don't agree with it, and it's dumb.
I'll tell you why.
But
Man, it's a shame. People, let me explain something. Men and women, we're the same, but we're different. Here's what I mean by that. We are the same, as in what we do, the inside, um, how we think. How we think is really not that different. We might go about it a different way, but how we think is, we all process information the same. You hear something, you react to it. Everyone does that. We're different because everybody's different. Like you and I are different, even though we're both black males who are 21, born in the same hospital 3 days apart, the same year in the same month. Even though we're that similar, we're still different. It's the same with women, men and women. We're gonna end this gender thing here, if nowhere else on YouTube. There's no need to. It's man and a woman. To be quite honest, we're all the same because if you just go back lineage wise, we're all the same. So that kills that argument. But also, we're unique, but like I say, we're the same, but we're different. We're different because we give off certain things. We release different kinds of energy. I can't release the same energy than say my mother, for example. My mother can release a totally different kind of energy. That's just the way we are. But that doesn't mean less than. That doesn't mean we should be excluded. That doesn't mean WNBA players should be paid less. They're playing the same game. Is it not basketball? Is it not? It's WNBA, not NBA. It's WNBA. So if you're hooping, you're playing basketball, either you lower the contracts of the NBA to equate to WNBA, or just makes everybody happy. Raise the WNBA contracts. It doesn't have to be the same, but that's a big gap. Like
that's a real big gap.
Versus two?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you go through and you look at like how the analogy is, it's man, woman, man, woman, man, woman. And it's because for so many years, if you go back and you look at like your grandparents and your great grandparents, right? If you go through and you look at it, the woman's job was essentially in the house. She was essentially taking the orders from the male. And that's what it is. It's the female stands behind the male as the male goes out. When in all reality, they should be side by side, hand in hand. It shouldn't be
It's
a
like a marriage, bro. In a marriage, it's not the husband. The husband is everything, but no, bro, it's behind. I heard this quote and it hit. This gonna kill sexism tonight with this quote right here, just in itself. Behind every great man, there is a woman. That simple quote kills sexism, which basically means you cannot be great in life if you're a male. You cannot be great in life without a woman. That means women are so powerful. You don't even know. You don't even know the power they hold, bro. You don't even. Behind every great man, there is a woman. Please take that and run with it. Because if you don't, you're gonna get checked. And please do not get checked. If you get checked by a black woman, please do not come back to me. There's nothing I can do. Me versus a sister, nah, there's nothing I can do.
no,
I'm
not gonna work.
because she's right. More likely, she's gonna be right. So, but you go ahead because I cut you off.
And from what you said, that is the saying. But now, especially with the way that we're revolutionizing everything, we're becoming more inclusive. That phrase is gonna go from behind every great man to beside every great man. Because especially now, because now you have I had one sexist woman that I held the door open for her one day. I forgot where I was going. I was going to Guitar Center and I held the door open for her and she said, "What, you don't think I can open it myself?" I was like, you know what? Go for it. That's cool. But like I had to think about it. I was like, you want to be independent. Okay, cool. But like there's a difference between like not being sexist and being it's like far left and far right. If you're too far either way, you're absolutely wrong. Now you can be in the middle and be perfectly fine. Like regardless of what you how you think, I respect you. I respect that you have your own opinion.
But
I might
don't
not
get
agree
mad
with
at
it
me for just doing the right thing.
exactly, but like it might not I might not agree with you. But you know what? Go off, I guess. Do you? But like to get back on the topic, like that's all it is that it was always the man before the woman. And now for the woman having to just to be able to see it and she can open up that door is because once again behind every great man is a great woman or beside every great man is a great woman. She can open it up and go be with her husband or she can just walk in there and get that knowledge from one of her friends who's married to a great man and get that knowledge and walk into the promised land. The Hispanic people they have to work a little bit harder, but the thing is that they're more willing to work, especially now. So if you go look at construction companies, right? A lot of those people are Hispanics who are building these houses and buildings and things like that. And it's not because they're the only people that they can find, it's that they're the only people that are willing to do the work for that for cheap. Because what you see is a lot of these guys will work for this. I don't know how much they get paid, but they'll work for less and they'll just send the money back home and go back home because the dollar in Mexico has diminished. And that's what it is that they're willing to work. So it's easier for them to open up the door. And then for black men, we have the 10-foot wall because we've been suppressed for how many years?
It's about
Exactly.
396, 396, maybe 397. I could be less. It could be more.
Yeah. Like, and it's the fact that we've been suppressed for that long. So, like, the fact that we have been put down and belittled for almost 400 years makes it that much harder for us, regardless of how much we want to work or not. We're always going to be looked at as Negro. That's all we are to certain people in America. To their eyes, we're just the Negro or colored. Triggered me.
That low key does.
I said it. Ah, I said it
Like,
and that triggered me.
like the day someone
Ooh.
calls me color, let me explain something to you. I have a lot of faith. I have a lot of resistance. But there's just some, and I know you're not supposed to react to words, but there are just some disrespect, just bigot words. I can't even wrap my like. I hope, pray to God that day never comes. I hope everybody just be happy because I don't know what I'm going to do. If someone, I'm, I'm, I don't care how old I am. I could be 21 today. I could be 40. I could be 90 years old. If you call me colored, guaranteed. There's no guarantee your life is in safety anymore. Just understand that your life is now in jeopardy. If you, I just want to let you know that. Just disclaimer. Just nothing is promised from that moment forward. So
Exactly.
let's just all just leave with whatever arms and limbs we came with.
But I mean that just the fact that that one word, even coming from me, was able to get that reaction out of us. It shows how much power that they held over us and they still hold over us. Is just a word. All it takes is one word
Yeah.
to get a reaction. And then from black females, they have it so much harder simply because they're not respected.
They're the most represented group in America. The black group the most.
Exactly. And they're just
but yeah, they're the most. Can we just talk about black? They're the most eloquent. Like out of all the races of women, I'm just talking about beauty, just in general. I was talking about creativity and innovation, but like I can't think of any other group of women, shade group of women that just relays so much positive and like when I think of black women, bro, I literally think positive energy. I think energy is so attractive that I have no choice but to give you attention. Just like and just admire your beauty and just your eloquence. Like God is real. God is real. God is real.
Yeah. And that you hit the nail on the head, man, is that I don't even know what to say that. You hit that one right on the head, bro.
It's just crazy.
But like they're just so disrespected. That's the only reason they have two walls to climb over is because we already are disrespected. But because we're a male, we have more credit. And because they're female, they have less credit, which makes no sense. But it's how it is. We can change it easily.
Ownership.
Do we want to change
some things, bro? I'm telling you, once we own some things, people still gonna come at you. Best believe that. But it's gonna be like pebbles. It's not really. What's your little insult gonna do for me? I own something, right? It's not to gloat or anything, but like you should have a sense of I don't want to say pride, but you have a sense of self-confidence that hey, I deserve this space right here, this space in particular. I deserve to be in this space. I was put on this planet to serve and to do something with. I deserve to be here. Nobody's gonna run me off, right? So that's kind of mindset we have to have. Sense of ownership, right?
Yeah. Going to ownership, man. Like the reason that we can't get into these big positions is because I'll use Walmart for an example, right? Walmart will willingly let a company grow. And then the second that they see them start to struggle, they'll be like, I'm gonna buy you. And that's what it is that then as soon as Walmart does that, then they buy out another company, they don't even worry about it anymore. They just shut down the store, put up a Walmart right there. The reason that we can't do it is because we're not taught, we don't have that financial stability or that business mindset to be like, I'm gonna wait it out because if I have to go bankrupt, then I go bankrupt. But if I do that, then I'll just start back from ground zero. It's like it's a buyout essentially. So once you get bought out, you sold into your rights. And then we have a situation that we have now is that with black people, you go to black communities when we are owning a smaller business and we're giving friends and family a job. That's what they don't want. That's what they see and they're like, that scares me. But then you have like corporations like Walmart that won't pay their associates. But like that's what it is, man, is that black people are going to be more willing to give somebody something than white people, and white people see that as a threat because if they start to see us in the Fortune 500, whew,
yeah, who wants to give up something that they never earned? Why would you want to give up privileges if you had it your whole life? I could see why you're so attached to privileges. I can see that because no one taught you it. It's just given to you, right? So you get everything you want. You get free passes all the time. So why would you want to give that up? You would hate to see that. So I don't understand it. I mean, I can see where they're coming from. I don't understand it. Right? It's wrong. But yeah, man, we're not taught ownership. We're not taught, building something of your own, and then employing. Being self-employed is not taught. It's always employee. It's not always self. It's never self-employed. You gotta build yourself up and then spread your wealth. Right? I'm quoting J. Cole. He's a prophet, right? And you got to spread your wealth to other people who look like you. That way they can have their businesses and then they can grow. And then they also can build generational wealth. And then they pass it on to their children, right? It doesn't just stop at you. You got to think futuristic. People think, when they say futuristic, when they think futuristic, they only think to the end of their time. No. You got to go one step further. You got to go to your children's end of time. Go one step further. Go to your children's end of time. You just got to think so far beyond the out there that not getting to your goals is impossible, or not getting to goals is unacceptable. It's unacceptable not to get there. It's unacceptable. You got to put in your mindset that it's unacceptable to create generational wealth, to not create generational wealth. Unacceptable. You can't leave this world and not leave your children, or at least grandchildren. No, this is the 21st century. It's about time that our people start to build something that lasts forever, not just temporary things, right? This is not even an iPhone, but this is temporary. This is an Android, but I'm just using it as an example. We shouldn't have only this to show to our children. We should have something that says, I want to give you this. This means value. You're standing on the shoulders of giants. Use this wisely, grow it to even bigger. That's what we should be doing as Black people. That's just where I'm coming from.
Yeah. And the only way to get rid of that, we can break down a wall, 2 walls as Black men, if we were to just respect Black women more. If we were to just give them their respect.
Do you realize that most Black couples, I mean, cut you off, the reason why most Black couples do well, the good ones that you see, they use each other. They use each other as an advantage, and they're always one. It's not one person carrying it. It's they carry each other, and they grow together, and they become this power unit. Bro. Like if we just, like you just said, if we just did that,
man, that brings it right back to Power, bro. Because you go back, you watch Power, right? Omari Hardwick, he had the business and everything on lock, but then Tasha, she just knew people. That's it. And they used each other. That's how they got to the point that they was at, because it was like, man, Ghost, he knew everything about both businesses, but then Tasha was like, nah, don't go straight for that. Use this person, get what you can get out of this. And like, how else would you have thought that St. Patrick would have been able to get the club that he had? It's because they used each other. And what we break down those 2 walls and start to respect Black women, that's 2 walls right there. And then Black women can clear that other wall and help us out. But as Black men, we have another wall in front of us, and it's emotions. It might not be a brick wall, it might just be a fence, but it's our emotions, because growing up, I know for me, man up. Anytime I was crying, it was man up. We've been taught like the only emotion you can show essentially is happiness and anger. But you can't even show anger because then people get scared of you. So you can only show when you're happy. And that's the thing. Like, we have a fence in front of that brick wall that we can't clear because no one taught us or told us that, like, hey, it's okay to show your emotions. So now I know our generation, we don't show no type of emotion. Like, we show happiness when we having fun, and we show anger. That's it. But like when we're sad or we're down and out, like Black people, Black men, we don't show that. Majority of Black men don't show that. At least there are some that got it, that can be like, yeah, I'm sad, I don't really want to talk to nobody, but I got to talk to somebody. But I know, like for me, like if I get sad, like I'm just shutting everybody out. Got to get better at it, but it's what I've been trained to do essentially.
All right, everybody, we made Jesus. I can't even say
Put
we,
the name of the video.
I can't even say we.
Yo, you said we.
I said, all right, everybody.
Jesus. Yo,
That's
put that
the
at the
title.
end
That's
of the
the-
video.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I can do this. I don't know why. Everything is so funny now. Okay.
Woosah.
All right, everybody. You made it to the end. Yo, oh, my ears burn. My
I
ears.
was trying to.
As y'all can see, we are crying. We are literally. We thank you guys for coming to the end of this video. We really appreciate all you guys supporting us through this journey. Dom, thank you, man, for helping me out on this journey. We're a team now. We're a unit. For my viewers out there, like and comment down below. Put some pressure on that notifications bell. And as always, subscribe to the RDK and Dom Universe channel for future videos.